It has been a season full of twists and turns, and it all reaches a crescendo here tonight as EA Sports so proud to welcome you to the marquee event of the NFL calendar, Super Bowl Sunday. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Buffalo Bills taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Buffalo Bills taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all away when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
The 25-yard line brings up second down.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Now Allen. And that is incomplete.
Everyone rolls into the Super Bowl saying, hey, I'm confident. I'll just do what I did before. But let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl is unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his second NFL season, already getting his chance. We harken back to Dan Marino, another superstar, made it in his second year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
And this is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's good for a Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Blue. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. Hinton. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Come on. Hey, look at 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. And on the grandest of stages, with the whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with a give to Blue. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd and 10. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a 1st down.
That's good for a Cowboys. 1st down. 1st and
Back
10.
to throw. Hinton. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jaden Blue, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Yeah, Allen was not injured. My backup running back's 25. Just my backup running back's not hurt. I don't know why this happens every once in a while.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive.
Remove your players.
And on the first drive,
I don't
3
know,
and out.
like,
I know that these are
some kind of injury
professional
that's just
athletes,
not
but
listed.
I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Coleman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Here is 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Allen. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Osa Odighizuwa in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. inside, but nothing there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up second down.
Let's go now.
At the 25-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Hinton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on this.
In trouble, and he's taken down. T.J. Sanders drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
3 and out.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now Allen. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Gain of 10 yards. And the Bills, first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Allen. They'll get this over the middle here to Palmer. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw, it's Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 35.
It's a gain of 11. At the 35-yard line.
So that does it for the first quarter of Super Bowl 62. Back in a moment. 7-all is the score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we are ready to return to Super Bowl 62 action. Start of the second quarter, here we go. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we are ready to return to Super Bowl 62 action. Start of the second quarter, here we go. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Loss of 2 brings up second down at the 36-yard line.
Allen now looks to throw. Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or 2.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They go with Blue between the tackles. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
Here we go.
2nd and 9 now. Able to hit his target Lamb.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So on fourth down, Austin McNamara comes on to punt. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Allen going to get it quickly out to Coleman. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 22-yard line.
They run the counter with Cook. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. To the air, Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Bills 1st down.
Cook up the gut. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
Motion man is Shakir. Allen going to throw. This is Coleman with the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's good for a Bills 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
On play action, Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's out. As he gets this down to the 45. 2nd and 6.
45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and
Here's
6.
Allen. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Allen taking it himself. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
At the 38-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Shakir hauls it in. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now.
It's a gain of 4.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Allen to throw it. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Miami Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and the Bills have taken the lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that and trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
It's caught. Mitchell. And some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
48-yard line.
Here we go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Bills' 41-yard line.
Cougar 19.
They'll run up the middle here with Blue. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Hinton. It's caught at the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Back to throw. Hinton. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead is now 14-10. So the drive there took 6 plays. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we are ready to return to Super Bowl 62 action. Start of the second quarter. Here we go. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
26-yard line.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So halftime now here on Sunday Night Primetime. Let's get it to Scott Hanson in Orlando with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Room past the 35. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. That one recovers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. On a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 45-yard line.
19 tight.
Looking to throw. Hinton. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll look to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Back at the 37-yard line.
Come on. Hey. Cowboys.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Mitchell. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. But looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new. It worked there. So from the 36 now, first and 10. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 7 at the 39-yard line.
Snap comes in 1, and it's Allen. Quick slant to Shakir. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Motion man is Shakir. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Well, I think the hope is, you know, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Allen. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Osa Odighizuwa. His second sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one, everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They'll try and run again with Blue. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Handoff, Blue running right. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
At the 41-yard line.
Back to throw. Hinton. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 39. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
18-5, let's go.
They hand it off. It's Blue. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Cowboys, first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
19, Charger, 19.
It's been a fun one through 3. It always is. The final quarter of Super Bowl 62 is coming your way next. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Finish off the big one, the Super Bowl 62, as we get you set for the 4th and final quarter. Back to finish off the big one, the Super Bowl 62, as we get you set for the 4th and final quarter.
Got it. Ready?
First down, and they go right back to Blue. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead now up to 14. Back to finish off the big one, the Super Bowl 62, as we get you set for the 4th and final quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And we're at the time in the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. James Cook, 72 yards. And the Bills have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
17.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. Fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. That one's complete out to Michael Mayer. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brings up second down at the 33-yard line.
2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Cowboys, first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On the give, this is Blue. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Operating from the gun. Hinton. Left side to Lamb. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 41. Looking to throw. Hinton. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
Come on. 7, go.
Back to throw. Hinton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Back to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. Able to slither by. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Let's go now.
They'll go with the keeper. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No goal line set. Look at this. They're coming out 5 wide on 2nd and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So he stopped for no gain, and that'll make it second down. Now Allen. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Blue. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jaden Blue, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Cowboys are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Aubrey now for the point after. And it's blocked. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard line.
Allen. That's completed right side to Palmer. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Cannot get away, and down he goes. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and forever. To throw, it's Allen. Under pressure. pressure, and they got to him again. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. One final try here for Allen. Throwing deep here for Coleman. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. They run with Blue. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 75 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They go again with Blue. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Hinton. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack.
And it's 3rd down.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
On 3rd down, they run with Blue. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Allen now looks to throw. That's again complete to Palmer. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Josh Palmer, 38 yards. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. And the Cowboys are going to secure the football, and with it, they'll just about secure the victory as well. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it. Commissioner
Goodell doing the honors as he hands the Lombardi Trophy to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, the champions of Super Bowl 62. So that'll do it for another remarkable season of the NFL on EA Sports. For my partner, Charles Davis, all of our crew, for all of you at home, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We'll do it all again come the fall. Till then, good night from the Super Bowl.